True.
Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. Today we are covering OSP against Jamahal Hill. It's on the main card against Hermansson v Vettori. And let's get straight into this. So OSP is number 15 at light heavyweight. Jamahal Hill is not ranked yet. That record of his is incorrect. He's 8-0. He's won twice in the UFC. OSP's coming off one win. I think it was against Alonzo Menifield when he finished him in the second round. I think that was his most recent win. So around similar height, similar reach, similar leg reach, similar KO, TKO wins. However, OSP has got far more subs. He's known for his BJJ. And he's got some very unusual chokes as well that Andrew probably knows a little bit more about than me. But Jamahal Hill, there's a lot of hype around this kid. He looks like a very, very good striker to me. Really good, very technical. I'm assuming he's come from a Muay Thai background, from the knees and the kicks, but I may be wrong. But it looks Muay Thai to me. But anyway, what do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, Jamahal Hill, to me, he looks like he trains boxing. Rather than Muay Thai, just because of the footwork. The footwork is really nice. But before we come to Jamahal Hill, let's talk about OSP for a second. He's a veteran. He's a big name. At this point, he's a 50-50 fighter. His record is not great. 25-14 is not a good record. And when you see the way he fights, it kind of makes sense. Yes, he'll beat anybody who's unranked. He'll beat the lower down people in the division. But what we see from OSP is not amazing. He's a slow fighter. He doesn't tend to push the pace. His boxing, his striking is relatively limited. Yes, he's got decent kicks, but in terms of his hands, he doesn't really make use of that big, long reach advantage. And he tends to do best when people come towards him and he counters as they're coming in, as happened with Alonzo Menifield. Menifeld? I don't know.
Some call him Alonzo.
Alonzo, yeah. So when and he's done that a few times as well. When people come in, he catches them with the counter, and that's really nice. As you said, his ground game is really good. He's got great submissions. There's just, I think, it's just not inspiring. His game is not great. He doesn't like pressure. He doesn't like fighting in a phone booth. I don't know if you saw the fight with Michael or Michal, Polish name, the undersized light heavyweight. I mean, the Polish guy. Sorry?
OSP beat him, right?
Yeah, he did, yeah. But in the first round, the Polish guy just swarmed him completely. And he didn't seem to like the forward pressure. He didn't seem to do well in the chaos. He seems to do best at range, and you know he can just sort of pop people as they're coming in, hit them with kicks. But it's a slow pace he puts on. It's a slow pace.
He's quite old now.
Yeah,
he's getting on.
And of course, on the other hand, and also just one weird thing about OSP, he doesn't go for takedowns. It doesn't get taken down a whole lot, as far as I see, and yet somehow he ends up on the ground and gets submissions. I don't know whether the UFC stats are wrong. It just doesn't quite tally up because he's got several submissions, but he doesn't seem to get taken down or take people down.
I think he's tied second for most submissions in this weight division. Takedown accuracy is 40%, which is okay-ish.
But let's see how many takedowns he's actually got in his career. Oh, he took down Krylov 3 times.
I mean, he took down Michael Polish name, or Mikhail Polish name. Corey Anderson took him down 4 times, but he KO'd Corey Anderson in the 3rd round. That was a long time ago, though. He's taken down De Lima. He's taken down Manua, but Manua's British. John Jones took him down 3 times. So he does take people down. He's taken people down. But I mean, Hill is not a wrestler, is he? Hill does get taken down, but he gets back up pretty quickly from what I've seen.
Well, in his what was it, his second fight against the Russian guy, Stosic, somebody Stosic, he got taken down 6 times in the final round, which
Yeah,
indicates no takedown defense. But
this
yes,
guy a
if you're getting,
wrestler. I think that's a
sorry,
Serbian name, by the way.
yeah,
Uh,
probably Serbian, yeah.
yeah, is this guy a wrestler? Do we know?
Darko Stosic, he certainly seems to have some wrestling capability. Yes.
He's some of his stats suggest wrestling. I'm not familiar with this guy. Doesn't have a good record, but he got taken down 6 times. However, I did watch that fight. He kept getting back up quite quickly. That's not good though. Getting taken down. So his takedown defense is 53% in the UFC, and obviously that's been skewed by that fight. So what happened here? That I remember watching this fight against Abreu, and Hill fucked him up, but it's been overturned. Why?
I don't know. Drugs. USADA failed drug test.
Possibly, yeah. Because I remember and the reason why I brought up the Muay Thai point is because his knees are really good. His
Yeah.
knees to the midsection, particularly, are very, very good. And he caught Abreu with a knee to the midsection, and he just fell apart after that. He just finished him. That's interesting. I wonder what happened there. It's been overturned, but I mean that was a win. He beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Nevada Commission extends suspensions of 4 UFC fighters related to failed in competition drug tests. So it looks like he got done for pissing hot, as they say.
Oh, that's not good.
So Jamahal Hill failed in competition drug tests in relation to the last fights in Nevada. Upon the results coming back, the 4 fighters were temporarily suspended.
Does
So
it
yeah,
say
pissed hot.
what he got popped for?
No.
Okay. Let's just pretend it was steroids.
But it's something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, but to your point about OSP, seems to take some people down. Other people seem to take him down quite easily. I think it just depends on the pedigree of the wrestling caliber of his opponent. And Hill is not really a wrestler. I think OSP may be able to take him down. The question is, can he keep him down?
Yeah, well, I think OSP can take him down.
Yeah,
And I think he can keep him there. I mean, if you're doing von Flue chokes,
yeah,
like they're
yeah,
nothing, you can keep someone on the ground.
yeah, exactly. And the kid is quite inexperienced. However, he does look really good. His striking is very impressive.
It really is. I mean, look at that volume. If you go to his stats page,
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 7.9 to 2.81. And
yeah,
first fight, he threw nearly 100 punches, 2 rounds. Second fight, he threw 101 over 3 rounds. I mean, this is seriously high stats.
yeah, very high.
Throwing 100 punches and you're 205 pounds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's very impressive.
So I think we're both agreed that if this stays on the feet, Jamahal Hill wins.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's quicker. He's quicker to the punch, quicker to the kick. Devastating knees. He's younger. I think if it stays on the feet, he'll win. The problem is, if OSP takes him down, he could be fucked. I'm not too familiar with this guy's BJJ background or wrestling background, but he doesn't seem to have that much wrestling knowledge to me. I'm not sure about his BJJ. Does he have any subs on his record outside the UFC? We could quickly check now.
Yeah.
No, so he only has finishes and finishes via punches and unanimous decisions. So
Yeah.
he's got no subs.
Yeah, so I think this is a fairly black and white case. If it's on the feet, Jamahal Hill wins. If it's on the
Yeah,
ground, OSP wins. So it's difficult to say for sure who's going to win. It depends where the fight goes.
and it's interesting you say that, because a lot of people are just thinking that Hill is going to swarm him, and they're forgetting how. Okay, yeah, he's a 50-50 fighter now, but we have to take into consideration the kind of people he fights. Mennefield, before Mennefield, he fought Ben Rothwell, very tough heavyweight, and took him to a split decision. Before that, he beat Mikhail Polish-name. Before that, he lost to Nikita Krylov, who's a beast. Before that, he went to decision against Dominic Reyes. Before that, he beat Tyson Pedro, who's a decent fighter. Before that, he fought Ili Lati. I mean, he's been fighting murderers, dude. So this guy's very experienced, and a lot of people are just saying that Hill is going to completely destroy him. That could happen if it stays on the feet. Definitely could happen, but I think there's more to this than that. I think if he gets it down, Hill could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, for sure. If it goes to the ground, I think we have to assume that Hill will either lose that round or get submitted. I mean, maybe he'll get up straight away. We don't know. He did that against Stosic.
Yeah, exactly. Or he could get, if he gets up straight away after like one or two takedowns, then OSP's fucked.
Yeah, just let me look into Stosic's record just to see his grappling pedigree.
Okay.
Then we can get an idea of how good Jamahal Hill's grappling is.
Yeah, but I mean, the stats for OSP standing up at the moment are not good. He absorbs more than he lands. His striking defense is pretty low, and you know that all makes sense because it's getting to the end of his career and he's taking a lot of shots.
Yeah, so Darko Stosic, his foundation style, according to Tapology, is judo.
Okay.
Which kind of that explains the takedowns, because there are takedowns in judo. It also explains the lack of ability to keep him there, because judo is not jiu-jitsu. It's not a ground fighting style. So yeah, it doesn't tell us a whole lot about Jamahal Hill's ground game, other than getting up after Darko Stosic takes you down isn't necessarily a big
Exactly. Good point.
Yeah, I was going to mention two things. A caveat for Jamahal Hill's striking game: he has his chin very high, and OSP does have serious power, so that is a caveat.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
But Jamahal Hill, I think, is still so young that is something he could fix.
He's very quick as well. He's very quick.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean he's probably got away with having his chin so high in the air because he's so quick.
Yeah,
his reflexes are fast. He's long and tall, and he can keep. He can avoid the punches just by moving backwards.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But it's a tough one. I mean, for me, this is going nowhere near the comes.
Well, let's look at the odds.
Or yeah, unless the odds are.
Yeah, one other thing I wanted to add about OSP that kind of goes against him. I think in a lot of his fights, he's relied on his size and reach because he's a big, tall guy with a very long reach. And I think he's used that to his advantage. Both of those things are kind of nullified in this fight because Jamahal Hill is equally long, and I think he's taller, isn't he? He's 6'4".
Yeah, he's 1 inch taller.
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that in. Okay, let's look at these odds. So, Walid, who do you think is the favourite?
Well, I think Hill is probably the favourite. So much hype around him.
Okay. Jamahal Hill is a minus. Actually, well, what do you think the odds are for Jamahal Hill?
Probably like minus 200, 250.
Minus 162.
162. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
That's
That kind of makes sense, actually.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's an implied probability of 62%.
Yeah,
which makes sense, I think.
I can see them getting to that conclusion.
And odds for OSP?
Like, what is it? Plus 150 or something? Plus 110?
Plus 125.
125. Yeah, I'm not sure about the come for this fight. I may look into a separate bet on a OSP sub or something.
Well, what you could do, so the value, such as it is, lies with OSP
with
at
OSP,
plus 125. You could bet on OSP to win, and then bet on a Jamahal Hill. I was going to say decision, but he's finished people as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has finished people. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. Or what you could do is you could put Jamahal Hill in the risky come.
Yeah.
And hedge that with an OSP submission.
OSP submission, yeah.
So let's see the odds for an OSP submission.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
65. Okay. So an OSP submission is plus 300. Not great. When you're getting 3 times your money back.
Okay-ish.
Yeah, I think that's okay. I mean,
yeah, it's not bad.
That's probably realistically that's the only way OSP can win, unless he catches Jamahal Hill coming in with a counter, which is possible but less likely, I think, than
it's less
submission.
likely. I think. Yeah, I think it's less likely. What are the odds for just an OSP finish?
An OSP finish. Paddy Power doesn't give just for a finish. It doesn't give odds just for a finish. Yeah, that doesn't give that.
That's strange.
Or how fight will end. Maybe it's in here. No, it doesn't give it.
Okay, well, other sites definitely will. William Hill and so on. So I would check that too. But predictions, this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with a Hill decision. And I'm about 55-60% sure of it.
Yeah. Has OSP been knocked out or TKO'd?
Yeah.
How many times?
Actually, I don't think he has. That's a very good point. Jimmy Manuwa knocked him out. And then the other times he's been submitted.
Okay, so
or he's lost decisions. He's lost quite a lot of decisions. Mushashi beat him unanimous decision. Ozdemir beat him split decision. Reyes beat him by unanimous decision.
So it's probably going to be a decision for Jamahal Hill rather than a finish.
I think it's likely to be a decision if Hill wins. Because he doesn't have the BJJ to submit him, right? He hasn't really got knocked out, so.
Yeah. I'm just going to look up the odds for a Jamahal Hill decision.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Jamahal Hill by points. Plus 275. I mean, you could do Jamahal Hill via decision for plus 275 and OSP via submission at plus 300. That would make sense, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So you're getting 3 times your money back. You're making money in either scenario.
Yeah. But what do you think of what's your like official prediction for this? A tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one. Probably like you, I'd say 55-60% Jamahal Hill.
Yeah.
Yes, OSB can take him down, but it's hard to take people down when you're overwhelmed with shots in the face.
Yeah.
You're not every time you get hit in the face, that's a second that you're not seeing the takedown opportunity. It's a second that you're not thinking straight. So those openings for the takedown aren't necessarily going to be there.
Also, Hill has got very good knees. When you're going for a takedown, obviously you're more susceptible to a knee in the face.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I think Hill probably unanimous decision, 55-60%. Interesting fight though. Be good to see what comes out of this. Hill looks like he could do well in this division if he gets his grappling together.
Gets his chin down as well.
Yeah, and gets his chin down preferably.
Yeah, he's a natural talent. The striking is really good. It is really good. He moves like a boxer and really nice footwork. He needs to move his head more. He really doesn't move his head. But again, when you're so long, when you're the longest guy in the division, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So in terms of so I'm going to go with Jamahal Hill via decision. Maybe the risky come, or I'll do a Jamahal Hill decision win and an OSP submission win.
Okay.
I need to decide between what I'm doing there.
Fair enough. Yeah, I need to decide as well. But I mean, for everybody watching at home, we've broken down their respective games and how we think they can win. And now it's kind of fitting everything together in terms of a bet. But I think if OSP wins, most likely to be a sub. And if Hill wins, most likely to be a decision. And it'll probably be a unanimous decision, quite a comfortable decision, I think, purely because he throws so much volume. But
I mean, OSB has a negative striking differential, so
yeah, not good, not good.
Yeah, not good
at all. But that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll be back with other fight picks for the next card very, very soon. Bye.